Yay. Oh. Pride. 3.
LGBT Resource Center!
Yay! All right. Good morning and welcome to the grand opening of our new LGBTQ+ Resource Center. I would like to take a moment to recognize our elected officials. Congressman Jim Costa is actually on his way, or could be right outside. Councilmember Esmeralda Soria, and representatives from Senator Harris's office, Fresno Unified School District Trustee Carol Mills' office, and an acknowledgement from Assemblyman Arambula's office. Thank you for all being here. We also have Kathleen Arambula-Reyna, our Real Pride Board President and Festival Director. In 2017, our community's only LGBT center closed its doors, and since then, we've been working on a plan to restore that valuable resource to our community. One of the difficulties the previous center faced was that they relied solely on volunteers to run the center. This proved to be unsustainable in the long term, so we knew having regular hours for the community would be important, and we didn't want to lean on a marginalized community to volunteer their time to keep the doors open. We are proud to report that we now have 2 full-time staff for the center. So I'd like to introduce our LGBTQ+ manager, Jen Cruz, who will talk more about what the center will be doing.
We're going to bring in Congressman Costa.
Sure.
Stand up there, thanks.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome. How are you? So,
Okay, so good morning and welcome, and thank you for everybody for coming out. Welcome to the new permanent space. We're excited to have opened earlier in May to start offering some support groups and resources to the LGBT community. And we're now ready to expand our services and office hours to the LGBTQ+ community. We know that members of the community have struggles around housing and employment and healthcare. And I'd like to let everybody know that my background is actually in housing and employment, so I'm confident that I'll be able to connect people and guide them to these resources. We also know that there's those struggles in healthcare, and one of the big initiatives starting soon is going to be something to increase the access to the transgender community, access to healthcare here in Fresno. As the 5th largest city in California, it's something that's greatly needed, and we're going to be looking at that really soon to get some data collection and then start talking about how we can use our resources in partnership to increase the access of healthcare for our transgender folks here in Fresno. We'll continue our existing support groups. Right now we have an adult support group for 18+ that's going on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We also have our Disabled and Fabulous group. And we're thrilled to announce that we'll be starting our youth group this Wednesday. That'll be every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. And we'll be open to other groups coming in to use our meeting space. So community agencies and organizations that would like to start support groups or see needs in our community that we haven't gotten to yet, we're happy to partner and offer our space for those meetings and resources. Also, you can see the resources that are on the wall. We've been talking to all sorts of people here in the community to make sure that we're getting, health care and mental health care access for LGBT-friendly providers. And we are going to expand our hours. So the hours, I'm excited about this. We're going to have Mondays and Fridays will be open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 10 to 7. And so some of those evening support groups will be in those middle weekdays. We're also, I'm super excited for this. Our special events including Funapalooza Night, the 3rd Friday of every month. And we are starting this month, October 18th, with karaoke night, which is going to be awesome. So I hope everybody can come out. And tonight we want to invite everybody to come out during open house, during Art Hop from 4 to 8. We'll be here. Please stop by and say hi. Super excited to see everybody. Thanks.
So before I introduce our next speaker, I realized I didn't introduce myself beforehand, so I apologize. My name is Misty Gatti Blanco, and I'm the Sanctuary Director, and the LGBT Resource Center is one of the projects under Sanctuary and Support Services through Fresno EOC. And so I'd like to introduce Congressman Jim Costa, if you'd like to say a few words.
Sure. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your enthusiasm is well shared. And we are very, very proud of what's been able to occur here with the opening of this important center for our community. My friends, Congressman David Cicilline and Mark Takano, who chair the caucus in Washington, of which I'm a member of, want me to share their best wishes for this expansion and this broadening of resources to our community for the LGBTQ extended family, because really I know you are very proud of this ribbon cutting today of sorts, as you should be, as we are, because it really is a reflection of one of the favorite words I have in our Constitution, and that is, you know, we the people. It's all of us. And another favorite phrase I like that is a aspirational goal through the struggles of our country over 243 years, and that is when we make the declaration, the pledge, and we say, in order to form a more perfect union. Well, we're never going to be a perfect union. And the struggles that the LGBTQ community have endured, and the barriers and the bridges that you've had to cross, really are a reflection of a desire to ensure that we do become a more perfect union as human beings, as the human rights that we stand for in this country, that sadly are being stepped upon by this administration in so many different ways. In so many different ways. When we look at the attacks that are taking place on immigrants, the attacks that are taking place on Muslims, the attacks that are taking place upon Hispanic communities, the division and the separation of families, and yes, the attacks that are very coded in many ways on the LGBTQ community. So today, we know that this resource is an important part of us having a place to come and having a place to work. You know, we are embarked upon a very difficult and sad circumstance in Washington, D.C. with the impeachment inquiry. This is not something that I think any of us wanted to see occur happen. But the President has brought it on himself. Let's be clear. And we will do our due diligence, and we will be deliberate, and it's my intention to be fair. But fair not only to the subject at hand, but fair to the American people. Because we all are in this together. And that's why your efforts today are so important. Because they really reflect the aspirations of a nation and the aspirations of our community here that is dedicating this important center that not only provides the bridge, but more importantly provides the support that the LGBTQ community has always relied upon with one another. I know for friends and family members and people that work in my office, the struggle goes on. And each and every one of you make a difference. So thank you. Thank you for your good work. Thank you for your focus. Thank you for your desire to make a difference. Thank you for the support you provide one another and for your families and for your friends. After all, that's what it's about, in order to form a more perfect union. And each and every one of you make a difference. So God bless. And let me present this Certificate of Special Congressional Recognition to the Fresno EOC LGBTQ Resource Center. Are you the person I'm making? In honor of the grand opening ceremony. Congratulations on this exciting milestone. And thank you, all of you, for your efforts to bring a much needed resource to our community here in Fresno and through the expanded area for the LGBTQ community. Congratulations. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to welcome Councilmember Esmeralda Soria, who'd like to say a few words as well.
Good morning, everyone, and I am so thrilled to be joining all of you this morning. I think it is a great day in the city of Fresno for the work that all the volunteers who dedicated countless hours up to 2017 before the Resource Center had to close down. But most importantly, to all the people that worked hard in the last 2 years to make this a reality, to make sure that this becomes a permanent space and a permanent home. Just 5 years ago, about 2 weeks ago would have marked 5 years when many of us stood in front of the Tower District Theater commemorating the life of Casey Haggard. And today is such an important day where we commemorate the life again and remember that there has been struggles, and the struggles continue to be tough for our LGBTQ community here in the city of Fresno and throughout the Central Valley. But today is a bright day because it tells us that there is hope, that there are people in this community that value and that believe of the importance of inclusion and diversity and creating the spaces that will make a difference for the LGBTQ plus community. I'm proud to be part of that generation, the generation that has moved beyond the culture wars of caring about who we love or how we identify. And we need to continue to tell those stories. We need to continue to tell our individual stories and highlight them and use this space to make sure that our young people, as they're growing up, are not afraid of coming out, are not afraid of expressing themselves, are not afraid of being involved in their community without any shame, knowing that they have a space where they're going to be able to access the resources that are critical to their mental health, to their to them being a healthy person here in our community. So again, I want to just thank all the volunteers and those people at Fresno EOC, those board members that took on, the mission to make sure that this became a reality. As a former EOC board member, it makes me very, very proud to stand here today as a leader in this city. And I know my council colleague Miguel Arias, who represents this area, wished he could have been here today, but he had something else. But we stand together to say that we stand in solidarity with the LGBTQ plus community here in Fresno as we continue to charge forward and charge those paths to make sure that everyone is treated with equalness, with fairness, and that this community provides an opportunity for people, regardless of our walks of life, an equal opportunity to succeed here in our community. So thank you again for all the work that you guys are doing. I'm excited to be able to come and join. I don't know if I'll come and do the karaoke again. I'm not that great, but I need to have and join you guys one of these evenings. But again, just thrilled to be here. It is a moment to celebrate in the city of Fresno, and I'm just so proud of the Real Pride Film Festival, the board, what they've done. If you guys were out there during this film festival, how it's grown 30 years to the Pride Parade. We've had some struggles in the city of Fresno where unfortunately we had to fight hard to make sure that the Pride community was treated fairly and wasn't being charged more monies and more fees in going through the permitting process. But we've made a lot of progress, and so I'm so proud to be here with you all today. Thank you.
I'd like to also bring up Kathleen Arambula-Reyna. She's the Real Pride Board President and Festival Director.
Hi, good morning. I am so excited
excited to be here today on behalf of Fresno Rural Pride, and I want to say congratulations to EOC on their new resource center. It is much needed for our community. And I have to tell you, when we partnered with EOC 2 years ago, we were excited to bring EOC youth to our film festival for free. And we continue to do that, and every year the numbers get bigger and bigger. And that is absolutely amazing, and we are thankful for that, to be a part of EOC's outreach. In addition to youth, I do want to say EOC is actually probably the perfect organization for a resource center. You have so many intersecting programs that really speak to LGBTQ community. It is not just about gender identification, acceptance, or a civil rights movement. This is really about also the basics. It's the fundamentals of access to housing and health and services. So EOC, thank you so much for stepping forward and putting this on your radar, because it is a much needed community asset.
Shout out to EOC.
Yes. When I was asked to speak today, I was also kind of reminded on something else that maybe we need to, as a community, be aware of. And that is, in spring of 2020, we will be doing our 10-year census, which means we are going to be taking count of. This is important not just in terms of our representatives in Congress, but it's also important in terms of our health and human services that are allocated to us. And it is even more important for LGBTQ youth and their demographic, because without our numbers being counted, we do not have the services that they need so desperately. So I'm going to encourage everyone here, and also everyone that is watching, to please either contact Equality California and make a pledge to participate in the census, and if you can't do that, then come spring of 2020, please participate in the census. It's extremely important. I think that's an act of God saying you got to go. So make sure that you are engaged in our census. It's extremely important that we all participate and that we are all counted. And I want to thank EOC, I want to thank Misty and Nazreen and Jen and all the people that are here making this possible, because this is a labor of love. And we understand with Fresno Rural Pride how important it is for people to not only come out and do a job for the community, but in reality, they're volunteering so much more time and efforts. And thank you very much for all of your hard work, and thank you for this community resource. Thank you very much.
So I just want to thank everyone again for coming out. Before the painting fell off the wall, I was going to say, and we'll get it back up, but I just wanted to remind everyone, this was done by the community members. A few months ago we did community art night, and literally every dot and knot was painted by individuals in the community. And we have another piece as well. So I encourage everyone to come out, especially tonight or anytime starting next week during our open times, and come visit our center and get some more information. Thank you.
Thank you.